see her face? She was like at first all calm and everything, and then she's very serious. I'm going to destroy LucifroN. Guys, in the top right corner, Acer's very own Scarlett. Down 2-0 to the guy in the very bottom left corner. It's going to be LucifroN, who has been on a tear. Actually hasn't lost a game this entire day.
Well, he lost one game to Scarlett in their first matchup, because that one went to 3 games as well. But that's been the only one.
Hasn't lost a game in the last couple of hours. There we go. I'll fix myself. All right, man. So LucifroN, can he finish it off? It is Daybreak. This is a map that Scarlett actually is 2-0, I believe, on today. Been doing very, very well in terms of holding off any multi-pronged aggression and really getting great engagements in the late game.
This is a good, safe, standard TVZ map as well. LucifroN's mech strategy is going to work pretty well here. Late game infester Broodlord is very powerful on this map, as we've seen demonstrated time after time again. So I'm not expecting too big of a deviation. Maybe I could see LucifroN up 2-0. He's got 2 games to give. Scarlett would need to win 3 in a row here at this point. I could see him trying to do something very, very aggressive, just to try and capture that easy win and catch his opponent off guard, because at the very least, even if you do end up losing that game, it's still going to be in the back of Scarlett's head. Well, okay, now he's done something really weird.
Yeah, man. Well, we're going to have hatchery now on the way here for Scarlett, and LucifroN. Actually, she's actually 2-1. Didn't LucifroN win this map on Daybreak with the 2 Banshees that we're doing? Yeah, so actually, she is 2-1 on this map, but still a nice choice for Zerg players. Allows for you to go for multi-pronged expansions right away. You're allowed to actually get your creep tumors moving across the map very quickly, as it's just too far away for LucifroN to try and get all the way over there and to slow down that creep spread. It takes a lot of resources to do so, and so a lot of players just don't go for it and go for more macro-oriented play, or of course harass, which we saw from LucifroN the first time he played against her.
And Scarlett's being very safe with her overlords too, not just directly going, but you see this overlord is actually just everywhere, checking for proxies, making sure nothing weird is going to happen, not even sending that all the way across the map, just going to reserve 1 overlord for that purpose. So it'll limit the amount of scouting she can do for a little while, but otherwise she's just going to remain exceptionally safe.
Yeah, important play there for Scarlett. Again, safe is the key here. You don't want to have anything fishy be thrown your way until you lose another game and all of a sudden LucifroN wins the $5,000. You want to make him work for it if he's going to take it. Again, that's a big paycheck, man, for coming all the way out here. So spawning pool about to finish up here for Scarlett. We'll move it to the double queen once again. Opening very similar for her, but this time we have LucifroN going for command center first in a double gas. Last time he went for the 3rd command center in a double gas. This time he's going to have factory tech out way quicker compared to game number 1.
Yeah, well, I mean, this harkens back to his harkens back. Wow, that's an odd term to all of a sudden bring up. It brings us back to the matchup that he had before, when he was going for those 1-rax expands into double gas and being very greedy with his tech afterwards. This is what he had been opening with a couple of times, and that's what we're going to see here. So the 2nd command center just about to finish up now. Double gas on the way for Scarlett, so no real surprise. It's just a question of what she's going to do with that afterwards. Well, actually, never mind. I take that back. It is actually a little bit earlier double gas. She's not going to go for the full 4 queens, going for 3 queens.
Well, the 3rd queen will allow her to get the creep spread. It just won't be as efficient as normally, but she can move into a 3rd and 4th gas. And, you know, they're actually pretty decent on this map because of the back left of the whole entire mini-map. You see there's a lot of dead space behind the main and the natural, so you can poke in, get some strong damage in, and, of course, float to that 3rd as well if you find a way through it. You can also pick up gases, which are really important against a mech player like LucifroN. You can slow down his production so much by sniping gases. We do have the factory on the way, and it looks like it's going to be Reactor Hellion opening for LucifroN. We'll see if it goes into a 2nd factory after this. It's a little bit on the later side. He could go for that Blue Flame Hellion that we had against Scarlett on Entombed Valley, I believe. Yeah,
I believe you're right. So the first 100 gas does go to speed, though. We're not going to see an ultra-quick layer attack. Just continuing to drone up afterwards, and we'll see if she decides to drop down that 3rd base here anytime soon. Queen's done an effective job of being able to push these Marines away.
All right, so 3 Marines are here just to clear off creep. Unfortunately, with that queen buff that happened a couple of patches ago, it's really hard for 3 Marines to kill off a queen, and it won't be happening for the most part.
Right.
Double evolution chamber now on the way for Scarlett. We do have a starport on the way, so the Banshee play is very similar to what we had from LucifroN earlier. Wants to try and get that aggression and see if Scarlett will allow him to do as much damage. But this time, Scarlett's not going for a really quick 3rd, so she should have the means to deal with it a little bit easier.
Nice job picking off 2 creep tumors, though, and that's going to reset the energy a little bit on these queens here. So we talked about it's going to be a little bit less than efficient creep spread before because there's only one additional queen out there. Well, now it's even going to be less efficient than that. And Scarlett's actually going into something I think she did against Illusion. 2 base of very quick upgrades, go layer tech, and then prioritize 2 base Infester, expand to your 3rd while the Infestation pick comes up.
Oh my gosh. These creep tumor science are so important here for LucifroN because he's going for 4 Hellions. He's having these 2 sneak on by actually as the Queen was chasing down the Marines, and we'll be able to get some damage in, but those creep tumors being killed off make these Hellions so much stronger because they're able to dart in so much faster without being spotted. With the Banshee follow-up as well, LucifroN has the potential here to do so much damage to Scarlett. The Queens are doing pretty decent though in terms of holding this off, but the Hellions getting a full scout, and we do have the Banshee on the way for LucifroN, and he sees that there actually is no Spore Crawlers down quite yet.
LucifroN's making Terran look good today, I just have to say. He's been playing really, really well. He's on top of this game. He hasn't let any sort of travel interfere with him. He's just been on point this entire tournament.
Well, there are the other Hellions following up into the Zelnaga. Going to hold it here as the Banshee has made her way across the middle of the map. We'll be heading to Scarlett's base. It looks like LucifroN wants to go into the main. Does have a decent amount of energy here for Cloak at the same time, so watch for these drones to be taken out, and there are no Spore Crawlers on the way. Actually, a Beeliness has been queued up for Scarlett at the same time, so she wants to make sure she can crush any ground army that does come, but unfortunately for her, we have air on the way.
All right, well, Banshee's continuing to do damage here. That Spore Crawler, like you mentioned, is about halfway done now, but this Banshee's already taken enough damage, he has to back out. Of course, now makes it look like, oh, I didn't get Cloak or anything like that. You won't have to worry about it. Oh, but the Spore Crawler is going to finish up just as the Banshee is moving across and is still within range. So that's going to be a little unfortunate for LucifroN as he gets picked up on a bit quicker. Still doing quite a bit of damage with it, though.
A little bit too close to that Spore Crawler. Needs to pop out a little bit if it's possible, but the Spore Crawler is actually really brilliantly positioned here for Scarlett. It defends the left and the right side with protection there, so the Queen can hold it off. So looks like the Banshee will chill here, as it is currently in the red, and LucifroN not getting as much damage as he did last time, so Scarlett already making a bit of a comeback here, not allowing, like the first game that she played against LucifroN, to lose so many drones so early on.
Yeah, so let's see here now as that is actually up to 10 kills, though. That's considerable. 13 workers have been killed. It's not quite the 29 we saw at the beginning of the game you're talking about.
13. How does he do it? When you have Banshees come in, you try to hold it down 5 to 8, and somehow Scarlett's able to do it, and now drones in the 3rd are in trouble as there is no Spore Crawlers there, picking off a few more as well. LucifroN just doing a great job of keeping the aggression up. And behind us, he actually took a really early 3rd, and that 3rd is paying for itself so quickly here, already moving to a 5th and 6th gas, bunkering up, getting supply depots on the way so counterattacks can't happen, and Scarlett is just forced to deal with these Banshees, while behind all of this, we have LucifroN gearing up for another strong mechanical play.
That's right, already going up to his 4th and 5th factories right now, so a very strong play at his disposal. He's kind of in his wheelhouse too, as one Banshee does end up getting picked off. He's in his comfort zone. This is what he does. He harasses early, he does damage with Hellions, he does damage with Banshees, and then he comes right back with a strong mech follow-up as he kind of passively plays out the rest of the game.
Scarlett needs to get a Spore Crawler down to that 3rd. She does have a layer finished up, so she's got the Overseer floating around, but still, man, it's really painful for the aggression that is hitting her. And now she's trying to get run by, but already that wall's on up. Hellions are going to deal with these Lings very quickly as well. Scarlett won't be able to get away with these too efficiently. So go ahead and let them die off, because really she can't do much about it, as they are toasted to pieces. And we have +1/1 on the way for LucifroN. The good thing for Scarlett is she does have +2/2 about to finish up, but 26 workers being killed off. If we can pull up the unit tab really quick, we can see just how much it's helping out LucifroN. 68 to 60 Harvesters and 3 Mules really allows the economy to boom.
Right, but bear in mind, that's another 28 larvae that's had to be expended on drones at this point. It can't be expended anywhere else, or at the very least, if Scarlett had used those, she'd like to have 86 drones right now, but the fact of the matter is, she simply doesn't. This Banshee, 16 kills. It's back up to that same level we were talking about in the last couple of games. So more damage being done at the same time that Hellions are going to swing on through. Scarlett a little bit more prepared for this Hellion run by, but those Zerglings, they end up getting decent surface area, but at first, they were in a very difficult position.
Nice job there with controlling the lane, so it looks like she will be able to clean that up, especially with the infestors popping out. There are 6 roaches, but she won't need them as the Hellions were dealt with pretty nicely. So 31 Harvesters being killed off here, completely here from LucifroN, and he's in a position now where he can keep up with his upgrades, moving the 2/2 for his mechanical weapons, and he still has Banshees sitting around the back of the National in the 3rd, just doing a really good job of keeping those things alive.
All right, and do we have any more Banshees moving up? We do, as a matter of fact. That blue flank roasting through a lot of Zerglings very quickly. The Hellions do get dealt with, but not before it became a little bit annoying. Nice pickup there from Scarlett. She's going to be able to dispatch up this Banshee very effectively. Just a little bit of energy and a little bit of health on one Infestor gone.
Banshee coming in once again just to get a few more drones killed off before it does get killed off. Where's that Overseer at? Oh my gosh, seriously? Seriously, I would GG out here because I always get so tired of that Banshee. Behind all this, LucifroN has moved into his 4th base, already adding more command centers as well, really moving into a late game mechanical orbital play where he's going to have so much economy just booming from all these mules popping out. Look at the siege tank count really starting to go up 2-2, again, very close to finishing up. Siege mode going to be done as well. And it's all done before Scarlett can even move out across the middle of the map because of all the aggression she's had to deal with.
And that Banshee finally did die, and 11 Roaches are on the way now. We see an eventual transition up into Greater Spire as Scarlett goes for a 4th base down here at the bottom right. That's nearly finished up, and if she can hold on to that, she'll be not in the best of positions. And we can't say from here on out that she's going to be in the best of positions until she wins a big engagement or inflicts economic damage upon her opponent, but she'll stabilize to a degree.
Yeah, this time she's adapted very well to the mechanical play that was impending because she's actually gone for Roaches with +2 upgrades, so she has them way quicker compared to the last game that we watched on Ohana. So Scarlett actually is in a poised position to actually kind of hold this. She just had 16 Roaches finishes up. Look at that flock. A ton of Roaches available here. They don't have roach speed, so it's a little bit harder to engage, but with some fungals, she could do it.
And looks like she's just target firing out a few of the siege tanks. You can see the siege tank splash fire, though, is doing so much damage, but the infested Terrans are now down. They're getting picked off one by one, but the siege tank count is slowly starting to melt. But this came at the cost of almost every one of the infestors and about, what, 4 or 5 queens there in the mix.
Yeah, and about 30 Roaches as well, and some siege tanks are left over. They can go ahead and unsiege here. There's one little alien left here as well. Gonna deal with those 2 Roaches that were right on in, and now this hatchery is in trouble. Luckily for Scarlett, she didn't drone it up, so it's not really that big of a loss, but you want to have that 4th base up as your opponent is already on 4th base, going towards a 4th or 5th base already, and finishing up at 6th orbital. Just perfect macro here from LucifroN.
Yeah, LucifroN has been playing world class. I mean, he took no leeway with this tournament whatsoever. He's been playing at the top of his game. He came prepared. He knew his opponents, and he has just done a magnificent job of deflecting everyone who's come at him. So it looks like Scarlett's going to try and break this here. Moves up with a few Roaches, but that is a very small attack squad. And this is only a handful of the forces from LucifroN because more are moving into the 3rd. Once again, more Roaches, more drones being destroyed. 51 workers have been killed so far.
Man, LucifroN just putting on a clinic on how to play mech. You get siege tank siege up at a certain point, and as soon as the aggression comes towards that route where it's going to be cleaned up eventually, you just have Hellions sneak on by because it's so fast, and you can throw out their opponents so quickly with the amount of damage they do. And you can see that Scarlett finally does clean this up, but let's go ahead and look at the drones, man. I'm really, really fearful for her. Look at that, 50 only actually getting into the 17-minute mark. She doesn't even have enough of economy to really switch into that late game tech that she wants to. She can only afford to pump Roaches, but at this point, Roaches aren't as effective against siege tank with this type of upgrades available here for LucifroN.
All right, well, a few more Overlords just to be able to spend whatever money she possibly can on any sort of forces whatsoever, and she's trying to reestablish a base down here at the bottom right, and probably needs to think about taking one in the middle too, as much as that's going to be killed very quickly by the mech forces. She's got to take some risks somewhere. Where's it going to be?
I don't know, man. I think the double expand will be the choice because I don't see her getting engagement when you run by from happening. Well, Hellions pushing across onto the map. The creatures are trying to pop up, but LucifroN's been doing a good job of holding that back as well. Look at this. 3 command centers on the way. A siege tank already placed in that bottom left corner, so really some wings do come on by. They can't really get a full engagement on, and it'll give time for LucifroN to get Hellions up there to deal with it too. So LucifroN just on all fronts is pretty well defended, and he has such a huge lead. He can really afford to have all these advantages in terms of defensive stature.
Such a frustrating feeling, too, that when you have Greater Spire tech available to you, you can't make any Corruptors or Blue Lords whatsoever. LucifroN's already prepared for him, too. He's already got so many Vikings +1 weapons on the way. More orbital commands. He can start to sacrifice some of his 80 SCVs very shortly.
LucifroN is maxed out at the moment here. 198 supply to the 154, and the majority of that is just Roaches. And again, Roaches will die very quickly. As soon as there's engagement happening, Scarlett's supply is going to plummet so quickly. She does have +3 on the way, but I actually don't think she has any upgrades in terms of Carapace. I think she's actually going to be 3. Okay, she says he has 2-1. Gonna run straight on in. Siege tanks are not siege a little bit on the late side, but he has the advantage here of having some siege tanks on this side of the left. And Roaches all clumped up are taking a majority of the damage, so she will clean up a lot, but look at that plummet. The supply plummet down to 93 supply so quickly.
GG, and there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Karate Esports Club's LucifroN is the winner of the set. He wins $5,000 for his efforts here at the DICE IPL tournament. Scarlett, of course, walking home with a good chunk of change herself, winning $2,500.
Yeah, I hope Scarlett doesn't really beat herself up too much because, again, she hadn't been played for the last week. She still came out here and put a show on for everybody, but LucifroN is showing how darn good he is. The European scene is certainly in full force here, and congratulations, LucifroN, man, $5,000.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so help me in thanking LucifroN for winning $5,000 today. Congratulations to him. And a big round of applause as well. In third place today was Illusion. Illusion, if you'll come up, big round of applause for him too. He walks home with $1,500. And also in second place was Scarlett. I don't think she can hear me right now still because of the headphones, but a big round of applause for Scarlett and the $2,500 she's won today. But now I would like to present the awesome trophy and check to LucifroN here. So I believe we have these already. LucifroN, congratulations. Big round of applause for him once again. An IPL event wouldn't be complete without a sweet-looking trophy, so here you are as well. Thanks very much, everyone who came out today. Thanks very much, everyone who is watching at home. We really do appreciate everyone checking this out. We're going to have more such tournaments very soon. But from all of us here, it was a pleasure bringing these games to you. Have a wonderful day.